Hello, YouTube and TikTok. How are you? It is it is 3:48 p.m. June 18th, 2025. And there's two reasons why this date is weird for me. Um, One is because I had lost my favorite artist X in 2018, and 2018 in itself was an insane year, and it kind of went downhill from there. But um, and then the second reason why this date is so strange to me anyway is because, or it holds a a significance to me, is because there's three dates I had set up if I ever wanted to, in gaming terms, end game or log off from reality or existence. Um, the first date was the 20th of April. The second date would be the 1st of May. And the third final date would be the 18th of June. And I'm obviously still here because those two dates didn't end up working out. And uh, um, some would say, why haven't you done it yet? And I don't know. I thought at least by now I wouldn't be such a coward and just do it. But they would say, oh, why? If you're really feeling some certain kind of way, or if you're like going through something, I was like, I'm not going through anything. It's not really. It's not really based upon emotion. It's more of a logical response to if anything that I am doing doesn't work out, or but that's neither here or there. It's and what's so interesting too is that I believe around Sunday or Monday, I saw a trailer for another episode, or a new episode of The Amazing Digital Circus, and which is one of my favorite series. So, fun fact about me, and it airs on June 20th, and I said, "Are you kidding me right now?" Like I'm talking about Anita, I'm talking about disappearing on the 18th, and then we're going to release an episode of my favorite series 2 days later. and then Amanda the Adventurer, another something I also enjoy. I never played the games. I just like watching people play it. Because I'm deeply invested into the story. I don't know when that's coming out, but I know it's going to be. My bet is on Halloween. My money is on Halloween. But I don't know. It's always these weird reasons why those dates never work out. But it did set a new date, and it is way in December. And I'm sure someone would say, "Oh, well, if you didn't do it the last 3 times, what makes you think you're gonna not be a coward and do it in December?" And to be honest, I don't know. But again, a lot of my projects I had ever done or made from a few years ago, and I'm still currently doing, if they fail, or if everything like does not work out, and some people make it, some people don't, and if my projects weren't meant to exist, if the things that I put out there ends up not working out, then it doesn't work out. But I see it as, I interpret that as, because anything you do or make, it's still some part of you. And if I don't, what's a good way to phrase this? Essentially, I see it as, if my projects don't belong here, then why do I belong here? It's, I feel that that makes sense to me anyway, and I always keep rethinking it, and it always makes perfect sense to me. But I will say that if I end up not doing it, then I know that I'm going to be beating myself up throughout the entirety of 2026. I'm gonna constantly say you're not supposed to be here. No, 2026 is gonna be very awkward, especially after again, that if I'm still here in 2026 and if it's after my birthday, it's gonna be feeling very weird because I'll be at the ancient age of 22. And 22 as a number never really, I didn't really, it never really felt right to me. And I think I brought this up in another video, one of my rambling videos, that have a weird thing with numbers, and 22 was one of them. So 23, sure. 24, no. 25, yeah. But I don't know. But again, the day, it's still early in the afternoon, so who's to say what will happen today? But if you, or whoever's listening to this, it could be if it's Thursday, or not Thursday, well, I'll probably make a video on Thursday and give an update on what I plan to do on the weekend. I don't know, but it just feels like pretty weird because for the longest, especially when you don't think you're going to be existing at 20, and you thought you were going to, and you had you were thinking about just straight up not existing at 18, and then whoops, now you're 21. Maybe it's just me, but you like, after that point, it's like, oh Christ, now I have to exist and see what goes on. And I think I said this, or I think I said this in a video or a phone call, I don't remember, but it's like a season, it's like a show that is supposed to end on a and after a few seasons, and then the network called and say, hey, you're doing several more seasons now. That's probably not a good example, but I don't know. We'll see what goes on today. I'm sure someone will say, well, you can still jump into traffic. Again, I'm very specific with stuff. I'm very specific on how I do things, and I feel if you want that one day to be a last day, then you would want to do things how you want it done, and I feel that's valid. But we'll see. But I do enjoy talking to all of you.